And this issue for me is not even an academic legal conversation. And even within the UN itself, at least in the 2-3 days after October the 7th, the conversations were about what is this that's going on, right? And it was clearly an escalation of violence that had already existed before October the 7th. It was given different names, different reasons, but for all of us who understand the battle and the fight for freedom of the occupied Palestinian territories, we knew that October the 7th was not the beginning of the problems. It was an escalation that had a particular nuance, but it was certainly not the beginning. And I say this because when I was growing up in that very Qwaqwa, at the peak of our anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, Nelson Mandela's name was banned. The only way our elders could teach me and others about our history and our freedom and our struggle for freedom in South Africa was through the Palestinian story. And why I say it's not a legal or academic conversation for me, even within the UN, is because I already brought that with me. Whether October the 7th happened or not, I was already committed to the struggle of Palestinian people because I understood the intrinsicness of our battles. And so when I took on this mandate in 2020, again during COVID, one of the first things I did was to communicate to the government of Israel and reminding them under the right to health, their obligations as a member state of the UN around access to vaccinations, diagnostic, PPE, and food and nutrition and water for the occupied Palestinian territories. And so fast forward to October the 7th, we had been appealing on many occasions for medical evacuations, for them to allow children to be evacuated with their family members, because often they would decline and say only the child can go, So we were
going to look after the child.
Precisely. And we were in a continuous cycle of urgent appeals, allegation letters, all sorts of formal communications within the UN, while at the same time supplementing that with public advocacy, because first and foremost, our lives are political. Health is political. And so when October the 7th happened for me, it was not something that I had to think about or something that someone had to make me conscious about.